call the East Norton Town to order. Let us rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us have our roll call, please.
Matthew Brown, Chief of Police. Thomas Douglas, Deputy Chief of Police.
Krista Heinrich, Township Engineer.
Cindy King, Director of Finance.
Jeff Winterbob, Assistant Manager.
Bob Hart, Township Consultant.
Sean Kilkenny, Township Solicitor.
Kevin McDevitt, Supervisor.
Joe Gavanis, Vice Chairman.
Patricia Mark, Supervisor.
Samuel Coleman, Chair. As we go through our agenda, I am going to request, and I've talked to the board, I'm going to make one adjustment to the agenda before we get to some items. And this is a resolution that I'm going to read, and after its reading, I will allow public comment if there be any. I'm actually just moving this up in our agenda. Resolution 2929, East Norton Township, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. A resolution of the East Norton Township, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, establishing an official policy that the township's law enforcement officers and resources shall not be engaged in the enforcement of non-criminal federal immigration laws. Whereas, all people are created equal regardless of race, religion, ethnicity, national origin, sex, or immigration status. And whereas, fostering a welcoming environment for all people regardless of race, religion, ethnicity, national origin, sex, or immigration status enhances East Norton Township's cultural fabric, economic growth, and overall well-being and prosperity for current and future generations. And whereas, all individuals must enjoy protection of the law, regardless of immigration status, including the right to be free from unreasonable stops, searches, and seizures. Whereas, the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania require a warrant of a person's arrest must only be issued by a neutral and detached judge or judicial officer. Whereas, in many cases, being present in the United States without proper documentation is considered a civil violation, not a criminal offense. And whereas, no state or federal law or regulation requires municipal police officers to assist the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE agents, with their civil enforcement activities. And whereas the East Norton Township Police Department does not participate in federal immigration and custom enforcement ICE 287G program, which authorizes certain law enforcement agencies to perform specific federal immigration enforcement functions. And whereas it would be a frustrate to the criminal justice system and the safety and security of the citizens of the township if witnesses or victims of crimes refrain from providing police with information related to such crimes because they fear police will pursue immigration-related civil enforcement remedies against them or notify ICE of their immigration status. And whereas, due to limited resources of the East Norton Township Police Department, police officers' time and resources are better used to address, prevent, and/or investigate criminal matters within the township than used to address civil enforcement activities of ICE. And whereas, the Board of Supervisors of East Norton Township desires to establish an official policy that codifies internal township directives that East Norton Township will neither enable ICE-related civil law enforcement nor enter into ICE Program 287G. And whereas, the East Norton Township Police Department will continue to enforce all applicable federal, state, and local laws. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Supervisors of East Norton Township hereby declare that East Norton Township will neither initiate nor accept any requests from any department or agency of the United States government to enter into any program or memorandum of agreement that would commit township time, funds, effort, or resources towards immigration and customs enforcement, ICE non-criminal administrative enforcement activities, including entering into any agreement which authorizes any law enforcement officer of East Norton Township to apply and enforce federal immigration law under Section 287G of the Immigration and Nationality Act, codified 8 USC 1357G, more commonly known as 287G agreement. Be it further resolved that East Norriton Township will continue to fully comply with all federal, state, and local laws that may consult with the township solicitor, the district attorney's office, and other professional advisors as necessary to ensure protection of the rights and liberties of all residents. Duly presented and adopted by the Board of Supervisors, East Norriton Township, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, this 24th day of February 2026. Before we vote on this resolution, I will entertain any public comment at this time. Yes.
Christy England, 3010 Green Ridge Drive. Did you all ever think you would see me smiling up here? This is incredible. I'm really impressed. I have some feedback. I only got this about an hour ago, and I do have a few items that could be clarified and a few suggestions to make, working with Pennsylvania Immigration Coalition, but I am so excited about this, and thank you for your attention to this.
Any other public comment? Yes.
So I understand you're not going to enter the...
Sure, you need to go up to the podium.
Okay. Hi, I'm David Kriebel, 2103 Coles Boulevard, East Norriton. I wanted some clarification. So you're not going to enter any agreement with federal, like with ICE or any other federal officers that have to do with immigration and customs enforcement. Is that, first of all, that's correct? Will you hinder the enforcement of federal law by federal officers?
We're not hindering anything.
Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to ask. Thank you.
Okay. Any other public comment? Hearing not seeing that, I will entertain a motion for acceptance.
I'll make that informed motion.
For a second. I'll second. Moving properly second. All those in favor, hereby saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much for your time and attention to that adjustment. Now, we want to get to some great things tonight, and we have some unit citation presentations that we're going to do. And the East Norriton Township Police Department unit citation presented to, there are a lot of names, so if I miss your name, please forgive me. The East Norriton Township Police Department Chief Matthew Brennan, Deputy Chief Thomas Douglas, Lieutenant Joel Holman, Detective Sergeant Orlando Rota, Sergeant Joseph Caffrey, Sergeant Nicholas Catagnas, Detective Jared Reiner, Detective Christy Soto, Officer Larry Thompson, Officer Carl Fisher, Officer Darren Zavinsky, Officer Melanie Michincock, sorry about that, Officer Samantha Kassinger, Officer Ryan Mickey, thank you, Officer Nathan Miller, Officer Michael Walton, Officer Kimberly Verdon, in recognition of your outstanding teamwork. On Monday, January 5th, 2026, at approximately 5:52 p.m., East Norriton police officers responded to a residence on Wellington Road in East Norriton Township after an irate male called 911 wanting to speak with police about being accused of drunk driving. While officers were in the area of North Wells Road and Wellington Road, gunshots were heard from the direction of the caller's home in close proximity to the officers. Responding officers immediately established a perimeter and an immediate action team, a command post, and requested necessary local resources to contain the evolving situation and protect residents of East Norriton Township. Officers were able to contact the male via phone, attempt communication, while he continued to discharge firearms, knowing East Norriton police were on location. During this phone contact, the male threatened that he would not surrender peacefully. Due to this, articulable risk factors threatening the safety of officers, suspect, and the community, Montgomery County SWAT Central Region responded at the location at 9:21 p.m. Montgomery County SWAT SWAT negotiators, which include Detective Christy Soto, convinced the male to surrender. The male was taken into custody by SWAT operators without incident. A search warrant was obtained and executed at the home. Inside of the home, 9 firearms, ammo cans, 3 Kevlar vests, and a gas mask were recovered by police. Therefore, on this date, Chief Matthew Brennan and the East Norriton Board of Supervisors award you a unit citation throughout the entire operation. East Norriton Police, East Norriton Fire Services, East Norriton Fire Engine Company, and other outside agencies worked together during a critical incident resulting in a successful outcome, operational performance, and command leadership, and the teamwork between organizations reflect that strong interdepartmental relationship in East Norriton Township. So, to our police officers, our fire service personnel, and all that were involved, we say thank you, thank you, thank you for your hard work and dedication in resolving this incident with a peaceful outcome.
Today, so that we can bring them up and
Absolutely.
and hand them out there. Lieutenant Joel Holman, I know, is not present. Detective Christy Soto is here. Sergeant Joseph Carper, you want to come on up and we'll present you with the citation. Nick Catagnas, his wife just gave birth, I'm sure he's not here. Officers Larry Thompson, Carl Fisher, Darian Zivkovic, Melanie Mishinok, Samantha Casey, Brian Minke, Nathaniel Miller, Michael Whalen, and Kimberly Verdon. You guys can come on up.
That's what I tried to get going, right?
Sure, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it'd be tough, but. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Next, the East Norriton Township Police Department unit citation presented to East Norriton Township Fire Services and Norriton Fire Engine Company, Chief Kevin McDevitt, Deputy Chief Eric Myers, Battalion Chief Kevin Strazieri, Captain Phil Smith, Captain Brandon Peff, Captain Justin Carnaval, Lieutenant Dylan Mayer, Chief Engineer Keith Carnaval, Fire Police Lieutenant Rick DiNapoli, Fire Police Lieutenant Amber Lishevitz, Fire Police Officer Nick Traveline, Fire Police Officer Bridget Mayer, Fire Police Officer Josh Guerreri, Firefighter Stanley Maniszewski, Firefighter Brian Lawler, and Firefighter Morgan Shockley in recognition for your outstanding teamwork and performance as a unit. On Monday, January 5th, 2026, at approximately 5:52 p.m., East Norriton police officers responded to a residence on Wellington Road in East Norriton Township after an irate male called 911 wanting to speak with police about being accused of drunk driving. While officers were in the area, gunshots were heard from the direction of the caller's home and approximately in close proximity to officers. Responding officers immediately established a perimeter, an immediate action team, a command post, and requested necessary resources, including East Norriton Township Fire Services, Norriton Fire Engine Company. Chief McDevitt and Deputy Chief Myers assisted with command. Captain Phil Smith and Captain Plath assisted with logistics and equipment. Fire police officers secured the operational area and command post area from vehicular and pedestrian traffic. Firefighters were present as part of the command safety plan and in order of gas coming from the home. Officers were able to contact the male via phone, attempt communication while continuing to discharge firearms, knowing East Norriton Police were on location. During this phone contact, the male threatened that he would not surrender peacefully. Montgomery County SWAT Central Region was requested to assist. At 9:21 p.m., negotiators convinced the male to surrender and he was taken into custody without incident. Inside the home, 9 firearms, ammo cans, 3 Kevlar vests, and a gas mask were recovered by police. Therefore, on this date, Chief of Police Matthew Brennan and the East Norriton Board of Supervisors award you a unit citation. Throughout the entire operation, East Norriton Township Police, East Norriton Fire Services, Norriton Fire Engine Company, and other outside agencies worked together during a critical incident resulting in a successful outcome. The operational performance, command leadership, and teamwork between organizations reflect the strong interdepartmental relationship in East Norriton Township, issued this 24th day of February 2026. So, to the Norriton Fire Engine Company and all fire services personnel, we, the Board of Supervisors, say thank you, thank you, thank you for a job well done.
Thank you. I'd like to call up Chief Kevin McDevitt, Battalion Chief Kevin Suziri, who cannot be with us, Captain Phil Smith, Captain Brandon Pfaff, Captain Justin Carnavale, Lieutenant Dylan Mayer, Chief Engineer Keith Carnavale, Fire Police Lieutenant Rick Dinopoli, Fire Police Lieutenant Amber Blusewitz, Fire Police Officer Nick Traveling, Fire Police Officer Bridget Meyer, Fire Police Officer Josh Ferrari, Firefighter Stanley Manicheski, Firefighter Brian Lawler, Firefighter Morgan Schock.
At least we get 7 this time.
We're going to get the board to come down.
Slide down this figure. Together. Thank you.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 2927, proclamation. East Norriton Township, resolution 2927, a resolution of the Township of East Norriton, Montgomery County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, United States of America. Proclamation, Michael Mortarelli. Whereas Michael Martorelli has served for 10 years as a member of the East Norriton Township Historical Advisory Committee, and whereas Michael Martorelli has submitted his resignation as a member of the East Norriton Township Historical Advisory Committee, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors of the East Norriton Township, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania as follows. That the appreciation of the Board of Supervisors, the members of the Historical Advisory Committee, and the citizens of East Norriton Township is hereby extended to Michael Martorelli for excellence of his service and dedication to the township. That Michael Martorelli served as the Historical Advisory Committee as recording secretary for 6 years and as vice chair for 2 years. That Michael Martorelli generously shared his extensive knowledge on a wide range of subjects through numerous lectures presented at the township. That the Board of Supervisors extends its warmest, best wishes to Michael Martorelli for success and fulfillment in his future endeavors. That this proclamation be speared upon the permanent minutes of the East Norriton Township, and a copy herefore be presented to Michael Martorelli in recognition and appreciation for his devoted service. Proclaim this 24th day of February, East Norriton Board of Supervisors, East Norriton Township. Okay.
That's me.
On behalf of us, I want to say thank you very much for your service and all that you've done for us. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Is it appropriate to tell them?
Yeah, sure.
After 47 years living here, we're downsizing to a 55 and over community in a different township. Back to the committee meeting, East Norriton Day, and all these things that Natalie's ways. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, the board met in executive session prior to this meeting. We discussed items of personnel, health insurance questions, and other business. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the approval of reorganization meeting that was held, approval of the reorganization meeting and the regular meeting minutes of January 5th, 2025.
I'll make that for a motion.
Is there a second? All right, it's been moved and properly second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you. I'd like to entertain a motion of the approval of the special meeting minutes from January 27th, 2026. Is there,
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Citizens be heard. Let citizens be heard. Okay. Are there any comments from the Board of Supervisors at this time? I want to personally thank, once again, our Public Works Department for doing an outstanding job yet again during the snow yesterday. As we talked in the back, Chief Brennan, is there a way we can put out a warrant of arrest for Punxsutawney Phil? If we get snow again, I mean, something really has to be done.
I'll get on that.
But in all seriousness, we as a community, we continue to come together. Our Public Works does a great job and, helping each other shovel out their driveways, their walkways, and that sort of thing. It's always great to see the community come together there this time. Any other comments from the Board of Supervisors? Okay. All right. We'll continue right on to new business, and we already did A, so we'll go right to B.
Recycling service contract renewal for X Brown Incorporated. I'd like to call on our Assistant Township Manager, Jeff Whitmer.
Thank you, Supervisor McTaggart. So we are looking for approval to renew our recycling service contract with FX Brown. We have been using them for several years to prepare our Section 904 grant application and submit it to the DEP. It's been very successful. Last year, I think we received just over 39,000 once it was said and done. So we're just looking to renew the contract. And do it all again.
Any questions from the board? Okay, I'll entertain a motion for acceptance.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. It's been moved and properly seconded that we accept renewal contract. All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution number 2928, designating an authorized signatory for the PennDOT video sharing agreement. I'd like to call on Chief of Police Matthew Brown to review this item.
Thank you, Supervisor Mark. This resolution 2928 would allow me to enter and sign as a signature with PennDOT so that we may use the MView system. What that is it gives us access to 4 PennDOT cameras located at DeKalb Swede, DeKalb Germantown, DeKalb Johnson, Swede Johnson. It will allow us to observe live streaming of those cameras to no cost for emergency responders. But we have to sign into an agreement in order to have access to those cameras that are already in place and being operated by PennDOT. Can answer any questions you may have.
If I can add on to Chief's, this is generally used for if there's accidents in the area, those types of things, but it's also part when we open an EOC during a severe storm or severe weather event, it gives us more eyes on the area. It helps us as a full team put resources where they need to go as quickly as possible. So it's something that is very valuable to the township in a variety of situations. So that's what we're doing.
Thank you. Any questions from the Board of Supervisors? I'll entertain a motion for acceptance.
Make that a form of motion.
Is there a second?
I guess I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Thank you.
Resolution number 2930, reestablishing fees for duplicate tax bills. I'd like to call on our Assistant Township Manager, Jeff Linderbaum, to explain this item.
Thank you, Vice Chair Vance. So at the request of our tax collector, we are requesting that the duplicate tax bill fee be raised from $5 to $10. It's been $5 forever. It would have normally been approved in December. We just didn't get around to it, so we're just asking for that approval now. And it's, like I said, it's in line with other townships as well, that fee.
Are there any questions from the Board of Supervisors? I'll entertain a motion for acceptance.
I'll put that before a motion. We'll set the reestablishment of the fee for duplicate tax bills to $10.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is resolution number 2931, 171 West Germantown Lake, waiver of land development. I'd like to call on our township engineer, Krista Henrik, to explain this.
Thank you, Supervisor McDevitt. Before you is a resolution which would grant conditional waiver of land development to PA American Water Company for a property at 171 West Johnson Highway. They're proposing to create an overflow parking area that would be stabilized using tarp reinforcement, so it would look like grass normally, but it would allow them to have some overflow parking in the event that they have visitors or workers on site. I reviewed the plans and I'm recommending granting of the waiver of land development conditioned on them obtaining an earth disturbance permit. And so that's what's before you tonight to consider.
Thank you. Any questions from the Board of Supervisors? Hearing none, saying no, I'll entertain a motion for acceptance.
I'll put that in the form of motion.
Is there a second? I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right.
All right, time to pay the bills.
One more.
Sorry. Too anxious to get out of here.
Resolution number 2932, 3100 Butchers Lane / 3111 Hannah Avenue, preliminary final plan development. I'd like to call on Township Engineer Krista Henrik to review this item.
Thank you, Supervisor Mark. This is a resolution that would grant preliminary final subdivision approval. The applicant is creating 6 lots where there is currently 1 lot. They're here to answer any questions you might have, so maybe time to turn it over to them if you'd like to ask questions.
Go ahead. Yeah, good evening. Sorry. My name is Bill Dion. I'm here on behalf of the Fredericks tonight seeking this subdivision approval. I was given the courtesy of the draft of the resolution, which we're fine with. There's just a couple clarifications that I wanted to make so that we're all on the same page and the resolution is in final form acceptable. And I can give you a little bit of a background of the subdivision. So the Frederick family has owned the property. This will be the 6th generation to own it. It's back to the early 1900s. They are looking to subdivide it so they can enable their children to build a house and live in there. So they're excited to continue to have their roots stay in East Norriton Township. Ultimately, I guess one thing to clarify is, and we made this change, Kristen, we brought in the father's property. The father lives, Dave Frederick and Diane Frederick live on Butcher's Lane, and we shifted their lot line. So it's technically 3 lots with a lot consolidation and then creating 6 new lots. So that's the house that Greg grew up in and ultimately is looking to have his son build a home right next door, and then the nephew's going to take the existing farmhouse. So I just wanted to make that clarification because technically Dave and Diane Frederick should be applicants because they will need to sign the record plan since we're shifting their property line. But we made that change late. The latest plans do reflect that, but I just think that probably lost the translation a little bit. So Diane and Dave Frederick are both applicants, and it's technically 3 lots. And the other thing I would say is there's not public water. So all the lots in front on Butcher's Lane are actually on wells. The 2 lots would be on wells. There's only water on Hannah Lane, or Hannah Avenue. So the current lot that's there has public water. And I think that might be it. There's some waivers, obviously, that we hope you support, and I'll be quiet and let Kristen take back over and walk you through the waivers.
Would you like to go through each one?
No. Do you have any,
I don't know.
you're fine with all the waivers? And they've been reviewed by staff? Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And the planning commission recommended the grant committee.
And just that this is a subdivision.
Right.
It's, if when things go further, there's a whole other process that come in. But I know there was some, it made it look like it was literally land development coming in, but it's really a moving lot lines on paper.
Yeah, but there's nothing
That's really
detailed.
what it is.
Okay. And I know you mentioned some changes, and Chris, I'm guessing you have all those changes in writing already?
Yes.
Okay. Any further questions from the Board of Supervisors?
No, I have none.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion for acceptance.
I'll make a motion to accept the preliminary land development plan.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you very much, appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you for staff for the help. Very helpful. Thank you.
Good to hear.
Now we can pay the bills. Monthly expenditures for December 21st of 2025 through February 23rd of 2026. So that's a huge span there. So I'm going to forward this on to Krista, to Cindy, sorry.
I can give it to Krista.
Krista did the last 2, so I'm here. I'll forward to Cindy King for more details on these.
Okay, thank you, Vice Chair Gavanis. So I can split it up for you. There were a few bills that didn't get caught because of the early meeting in December. So from December 21st to the end of December, there was $1,351.38 in accounts payable for 2025 and payroll of $271,089.61. And then from January 1st through yesterday, February 23rd, accounts payable of $1,214,418.31. There was a police asset forfeiture expenses of $34,033.30 and payroll of $952,319.85 for a total of $272,440.99 for the end of December, $2,200,771.46 from January 1st through February 23rd, for a grand total of $2,473,212.45. And I'll be happy to entertain any questions if you have.
Any questions? No. I'll entertain a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make that for a motion.
Second? I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Township update.
Thank you, Chairman Coleman. Really just wanted to take a second. I know you've already mentioned our public works, everybody that has worked on these storms, but since we've last met, we've had two really significant storms. Much different kind of storms, but equally problematic for different ways. And I just want to, even our young man in the shorts back there who plowed for 17 hours the other day, he's right to Florida, clearly. The amount of coordination that was done between our fire, our police, and our public works was amazing. And you all know, you were all involved in all the updates and the constant updating. We had volunteer fire personnel sleeping at the firehouse in case it got so bad that they couldn't get in to respond. We had a number of calls from some of our nursing facilities and senior care facilities that we got there because of the dedicated personnel, that volunteers and personnel that we have who come in every day and do the hard, sometimes the boring. You're sitting around for hours and you go from sleepiness to absolute saving someone's life. And it's just amazing because I can tell you, I came from the city, I grew up in the city, and we didn't have volunteers in that aspect, and to see people run out of bed and run towards the problem is truly amazing. And the coordination between our public works, our police, and our fire was amazing, responsive all of the time. We can't make every single resident happy, but we made an overwhelming majority happy, and our people did a fantastic job. They were in bright early this morning, cleaning up some corners where it was got a little too much snow, pushed aside, but they're really dedicated people. I think we're all honored to know the work they do and appreciate them. So that's really all I have. So thank you.
And I would just like to say, the coordination between the police, the public works, the fire, it went so smoothly. One of the things we did this year that we haven't done in the past is when normally we do not run the fire run with ambulance. So when we had this weather, we planned that the police, who always run with the ambulance, we went out as fire and we helped shovel, because you can't get gurneys through like 6 or 8 inches of snow. And our public works also responded and did the street. So the ambulance had a place to go. Fire was there to clean out the area so we get the gurneys in and out. And PD, like I said, has always responded and helped out with any issues that they need to come up.
And if I can add one thing on that note, I mean, our police are out there constantly, and they're morning, noon, and night, and public works are dealing with a whole other area of what we do in emergency services. But I know we have 2 fire officials on the board. For the average resident, they probably have no idea how many calls our volunteer fire company does each year. In 2025,
In 2025, we went to 697 calls.
Which is just unbelievable, because I can tell you, 10, 15 years ago, you were going to 300 calls. And the amount that it's just
mind-boggling, the amount of call volume we have. And, it's hard to keep up with sometimes. But again, and not only us, but PD is also bombarded with calls.
Right.
And they do a great job too. So, yeah, thank you, Bob.
Right. Review of upcoming meetings and events. Tuesday, March 10th, 2026, 7 p.m. zoning hearing board meeting. Wednesday, March 18th, 7 p.m. planning commission meeting. Thursday, March 19th, 7 p.m. human relations commission meeting. Monday, March 23rd, 6:30 p.m. historical advisory committee meeting. And Tuesday, March 24th, 7 p.m. board of supervisors regular meeting. Our upcoming events: Thursday, February 26th, 1 to 3 p.m. movie matinee featuring the Aeronauts. Please register. Monday, March 2nd, 11 a.m. bingo. Please register. Monday, March 16th, 11 a.m. bingo. Once again, please register. Wednesday, March 18th, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. card club. Please register. Thursday, March 26th, 1 to 3 p.m. movie matinee featuring The Choice. All these dates are available on our township website as well. Are there any other citizens to be heard at this time?
Just for complaints?
No problem. Step to the podium. No problem.
My name is Jim McCrory. I'm 2611 Sweet Road.
Yes, sir.
I've been there for 20 years. Behind Sweet Road, I live on the northwest side. We have a small creek that runs down through the back of our yards. Approximately 8 years ago, the township decided to divert storm drain from the back street down into the creeks. And since then, we've been losing a lot of land through erosion. The creek itself is a very small creek. It's maybe 3/4 of the year, there's nothing in it. But now when we get any kind of heavy rain, that turns into, that turns into a small river. And we are losing a lot of land as a result of it. I had a bridge back there that I had to take down. My neighbors have lost their fences. I have a fence that's ready to go into the creek probably the next 1 or 2 storms we have. I came by it was approximately a year and a half ago to complain about it, and we did have somebody come over and look at it, and it was, we'll look into it until eventually nobody was returning my calls or anything, and been put on the back burner. So I'm bringing it up to now. I'd like to find a way that maybe they could do away with that drain pipe. From what I understand, the street below was getting flooded, so they diverted it into this creek, and now we're getting the worst of the deal. I don't know who makes the decision. First of all, we were never informed of this, and it had been going on for a couple of years before we ever even knew what was going on. We knew we were getting, all of a sudden, we were getting a lot more rainwater coming through there, but we had no idea why. And there was a neighbor further up the road who said that's been happening ever since they took the storm drain from the back street down into the creek here. And we were never made aware of it. Nobody ever came by to see if it was going to cause any problems. And we're looking for some kind of resolution to it. Like I said, it was about approximately a year and a half ago I put it in here. I spoke to a couple people, I want to bring out names, but I don't have to. And like I said, at first, we didn't know anything about it, all right, we'll look into it. And here we are a year and a half later, and I don't even get phone calls returned when I call about it. So.
I do know about the issue, and I know Krista actually visited the site, so if you would like to give what you can remember, but Brett Stevens, also our superintendent of
Yes,
public works, has a lot of information, a lot of history about this, and if you want to say what you can say off the cuff, I know you don't have your notes in front of you.
Brett Stevens and I had gone out probably, a year and a half ago. We'll have to talk to him because he does know the history of the pipes that was before I started here. So he and I can put our heads together and come back out and meet with you or renew the.
I know the initial thing when it came back to my office was some of the common problem, and not just there. I mean, unfortunately, it's your area and other areas, and there was a whole effort about getting some grant money to do some major work to change some of this. I don't know where we are, we'll have to get Brett and sit down, we can gladly take,
Well, I was told that it's years away,
years away.
years away.
Generally, those kinds of things, to get a grant to do it is generally, if you get it, you're talking probably 5 years. from-
Yes,
Yeah.
meantime, we're losing more and
Yes.
more property with each time.
Yes,
I
yeah.
don't know who it was who decided that to save those people from getting flooded out, we're gonna,
Yeah.
make these people get flooded out.
Many years ago, but I know the first thing that went in when they came back, it was quite a while ago. I don't, again, before our time, but we can try to, we can go
I
back.
was also curious as to why we were never notified. Nobody ever came by and said, could you let us know? Like I said, it was going on for a few years before we had any idea where it was coming from.
Yeah, in fact, most of the people, when the history of it are not even here or dead before, I mean, literally, the initial parts of it were long before most of us were.
The initial part, but
Yeah,
the main pipe, like I've been there for 20 years, and for the first maybe 12 years, we never had a problem. And then all of a sudden, we're getting, and that was when the pipe was added from the back street down into our small creek.
Do you know which street?
that's something we can.
Well, Hillcrest is the street right behind us.
Right. That's something we can come out and meet with you again, I mean, I'll come out as well. But I have to get, I don't want to pun it, but Brett has the history, he's been here 30 years, so he has all of the background on it. But we will definitely come out and meet again and see what we can do. If there's something to do sooner, we'll gladly try to help you before.
Okay. But I've been down this road already, I had those people come out, and
Yeah.
we're looking into it, I'll get back to you,
Yeah.
we'll do this. And like I said, it came to a point where nobody even returned the call.
Well, I don't know anything about the call.
Okay.
If I ever got a call from you, you would have got a call back. But I can tell you, this is, there's a lot of these issues. I'm not diminishing yours, but I can tell you, like, I was involved in another one, and when we engineered it, the price was $15 million. So that still isn't done, and that's not here, that's in another area. So there's a lot that goes into these, and a lot is grant dependent. I'm not saying yours is absolutely, but I can tell you we'll be out again to meet with you, and we'll try our best to come up with at least a short term, as we wait on the longer term, if that's the process.
I can tell you, short term would be to discontinue that pipe.
That's what I would say too, but I'm not an engineer, so we'll come out and take a look, we will, and we'll meet with you as well, so.
Okay.
Okay, if you want to give us your information, I mean, I'm sure they have it, but we can, if you give it to us before we meet,
I'll be glad to.
we'll come out.
Okay.
Absolutely, within the next few days, we'll meet with you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any other citizens to be heard?
Good evening. Adam Berry, One Pacer Lane. Everybody kind of stole my thunder already about the public works, but I just came by to say they do. I'm one of the happy residents, so they do a tremendous job with snowstorms and clearing roads. I also want to commend Chief Brandon, Deputy Chief Douglas, and their team for their fine work. Tremendous professionals. Always there when you need them. So I just want to stop by and say that.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. Any other citizens to be heard at this time? Hearing none, seeing none, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned.